friends, happy Friday. So today we're going to be making painting cards. It's kind of hilarious because this is like all I've been doing all week is painting. So now I'm going to be making painting cards. It's like I'm dreaming painting and thinking painting. It's just funny. Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. All right. So this one is really fun. We're using this Lawn Fawn little bunny. He has a little paintbrush, so cute, and a little paint can. So the first thing we're gonna do, well, honestly, I recommend coloring first and then cutting out. Do not personally recommend cutting out and then coloring because sometimes that can just be a little bit of a pain trying to color in little tiny little images. So I'm gonna grab my craft mat and lay that down. I'm gonna go ahead and color that in. So I want my bunny to probably be, we'll say I want my bunny to be kind of gray, light gray color. So I'm going to go ahead and just color that in. La la la. Alright, and then we're going to make a tiny little bit of a dark gray on the tail. And maybe under where the shadow might be, like on his foot and his underside here, and his underarm and under his chin, underside of the ear. Okay, all right, and then we'll add a gray to the paint bucket, and then you can kind of pick a color you want for your paint palette and your little paintbrush handle. Probably gonna pick brown for the paintbrush handle, and the paintbrush bristles also brown, and then the paint palette will kind of go in here like this. I'm just gonna do it a little bit on there, and then for the actual little can of paint, so I gotta grab a paper towel. Squeeze on my brush. I'm gonna grab probably the turquoise. Kind of picking from this color grouping that I have here because we don't want to be too far off from the colors that we have. Otherwise, it will pick like, a very weird shade of blue. It's not going to match right? So I always kind of test it because we're going to be fussy cutting these. I'm going to test it up here so I can decide. I'm like, oh yeah, I like that one. So that's what I've decided here. I'm just going to go ahead and just color the little drippies, and then also the inside color. And then that edge there is going to be that gray again. Okay. All right. So there we have our little bunny guy. Oh, and then I want to add some paint color here. So I'm going to do a little bit black for the little handle part of the paintbrush, like the part that connects to the bristles. That black. And then the paint itself, we're going to go back to that turquoise color so it all matches. You don't have to use paints. You can also use colored pencils or anything else that's fine point like that you can get in there and get in those intricate colors. And then I'm going to do a tiny little bit of pink for his nose. I usually tend to go to watercolors because it's just my preference. You can use markers. If you're going to use markers, start with the lightest color first, a little bit dark. And some, along where the shadows might be, like on the underside. Like down here, the shadows are like on the underside of like the tail, underside of the belly right here, under the chin, and undersides of each of the ears. Okay, so here we have our bunny and little paint can. Sorry, I'll let you guys look to see how I colored him. Pretty cute. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut. Fussy cut just means to cut it out. And I try to get as close to the black line as I can. Sometimes people just like to cut kind of around, kind of loosely, and that's okay too. You can kind of just whatever your preference is. When you cut all the way around to the black, it's called fussy cutting. And I used to really love it. Like for years, it just was really calming. I always had a lot of free time back in the day. And so I would sit and just fussy cut and I love cutting things out. And now, I don't always have the time to fussy cut. All right, I'm going to go here to the ears. All right. Oh, I'm going to round off those ears so they're not so sharp from the pointed scissors. All right, so we got a little bunny. And now we're going to cut out the little can of paint, which should go much faster, fussy cutting that. This is just more of a rectangular looking image. All right, So that is the probably longest part of this whole card. Okay, so now we're going to cut out the little paint blobs. Okay, so the front of your card here, we have this awesome saying. It says, "Have a colorful day." Stamped it in rainbow on my rainbow ink pad. And then we're going to have our little bunny. Okay, but of course we're going to have like blobs of paint, right? So you don't really have to be very talented. The only thing you need to do is have rounded edges. Okay, so we're going to start on one side, and we're going to take up about as much of the space on the screen as we possibly can. And the idea is that we're going like around, and then we're kind of doing a dip, and then kind of around. So rounded edges, round blobs, and then in a little bit, and then out. So in and out, and okay. Alright, so the idea is that you're going to kind of circle back to your original one. Alright, so you're going to get something rounded, kind of like this. Okay, maybe it looks like a pile of puke. Kind of a goofy thing to say, but hey. Alright, now I'll fit right there on the front of your card. I made a little space there, perfect for my bunny. How convenient. Now you can move it around, and you can always cut off little extra pieces if you're not very happy with what you've created. Move it around until you've decided on a place. Now remember, if you're like, oh, I love what she did there. Now, just because I put my bunny down here doesn't mean your bunny can't be up here. Okay, so you have lots of options for how you can play that out. All right. Now I always want to like think about balancing and things being like asymmetrical. So for example, if I have my little bunny down here, how did I have that the first time? Something like this. I have my little guy down here, which I thought was so cute. So I'm going to make sure that my sentiment is probably going to go more towards the top here. Okay, so you kind of see how that's going to kind of play out a little bit. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now we're going to go into the blue, and now we're going to do the same thing. I made the pieces a little bit smaller than the other ones so that you know how to layer, because I like to keep my rainbow together, okay? Which means I do like yellow, this is red, but we're going to, or this is pink, but we're going to say it's red. So yellow, red, oh, yeah, I guess it would be the other way around. It should go red, orange, yellow, but we're going to go like this. So anyways, basically your red would be like right here, okay? So then you're going to go into your pink, your blue, and your green, right? So yellow, red-ish, and then into the purple, and then into your blue and into your green. So that's kind of how the rainbow travels. And so I wanted to kind of show you with your pieces, making them those different sizes. So then that way you were already aware and you didn't have to think about what order everything is in the rainbow. Okay, so anyways, sorry. I was a little bit distracted there trying to explain what I was trying to say. Alright. Okay, so we're going to kind of make this kind of blobulous as well. My new word I just made up. Alright, so you're kind of thinking about where you want that to go. And again, this next one, if you can match it right on the inside, great. It's not a requirement, you know, we're just kind of going one after the other, right? Now save your scraps because we are going to need some of those. Alright, next color. Alright. Okay, so now it's kind of getting kind of closer and closer kind of towards the middle. So now what I actually want to do is actually want to go to the yellow, and I'm going to create kind of a fun one for the yellow. A little fun, just kind of very blobby. My dips, I'm going to get really in there. Alright, and make sure my edges are really nice and curved. Alright, so we're going to take that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to glue the yellow one onto my pink one, because I want the pink one to kind of match up, not exactly, but just a little bit, almost matches. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go around it, and then I'm going to kind of go extra around, okay, so that it's like it almost kind of traveled from the same location, but not quite. So when I mean extra, I mean like right here where we kind of maybe match up, like right next to it, I'm actually going to go wider around that. Okay. So a couple areas it went like wider around and wider around, all right? So then that way, as you're kind of heading out, it's kind of leaking out a little bit. It kind of looks like it's all kind of cohesive and like, oh yeah, maybe that kind of bled out, leaked out, whatever. We're talking about paint. Okay. Because we know that because we have a little painty guy here. All right. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and stick our little guy down and try and arrange this a little bit. So maybe my little bunny is going to be, I I didn't really want him to be on the paint is the thing. Oh, let's see what that looks like. Ooh, this is kind of fun, and I like the blue is here because then it kind of goes with it. Oh, love it. All right, so now I'm going to kind of go into my colors here, and I decide I'm going to make some drops, like some little paint droplets. Now, don't feel intimidated. It's okay. So you might have, maybe you have a piece of paper that's already kind of tapered on one end. That might work out nicely for you, because all you have to do is kind of cut straight down. At the bottom of it, you just kind of curl or cut kind of in a curved shape, and then just cut it back towards the top. So you make something like this. This is a little teardrop. It's actually going to be a paint drop. Isn't that perfect? And you can do one on the inside of that that's maybe the same shape or the same, that's like the next color. So I'm going to do a pink one here. Now if you don't feel very confident doing this, remember you can do what we did with the yellow and the pink, where you can cut one out and then paste it on top of the other color and then cut that out. I am confident with what I created here, so I'm going to go ahead and match that up. Oh my gosh, so fun. I already love it. Okay, now let's see, I want to do maybe one more of that kind of idea, and maybe I could do, should I do the yellow? The yellow and the pink might be kind of fun. I could do that right there, or I could do maybe the purple and the blue might be kind of sweet. I think I like the idea of the yellow. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, I have my little yellow one. And then I have a little pink one. I'm just going to go ahead and paste this down since I'm thinking about doing, this is just the other way to make your little teardrops. Just go ahead and paste that in place. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just cut that out. Alright, so something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, cute. Alright, so I should probably only have one little drop, so I have to decide which one I like the most. They're both so fun. I guess I could create one more, because then it would be kind of like odd. It might be kind of sweet. Let's see what that looks like. I'll do one more. I may end up just going back in with one little droplet, but I'm enjoying making these little droplets, so then I can pick my favorite one. In the end, I can always put some on the inside, whatever ones I don't end up choosing for the front. Okay, whoops. My green end there was not quite as rounded edge as I had liked, so I'm going to try that again. Just going a straight line, curving the bottom there, cutting back up towards the top. I'm going to do a little one for the inside. Alright, let me go ahead and paste that down. Alright, cute. Okay, so now we can kind of decide which ones I like the most. Oh, I think I definitely like the green one the most. Let's see what it looks like just with that. And then we're going to add our little sentiment in there. Okay. Alright. Oh, have a colorful day! Oops, apparently I never glued down my pink. Well, that's interesting. That should have been in the purple. Okay. Alright. Well, I think I really like that. That's really fun. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down the green one. Then I'm going to go ahead and glue down my little droplet right next to that, since I'm going to do a little green droplet. Then I'm going to do the blue. And I'm going to go ahead and take I'm going to take the time here and glue down my little bunny and his little paint can. Then I'm going to do the purple. And then the pink and yellow combination. Okay. I'm going to glue down my sentiment on the top right here. So fun. Have a colorful day. So sweet. In fact, you could scoot that down a little bit. Well, I can't now because I have glue all over it, but you could do it so that it matches up and has the yellow on top and bottom. But I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. And let's see. I might just go ahead and do a couple little extra little blobulars just to kind of make it kind of fun. And we'll just do that along the bottom here. I'm just going to make these kind of blobulous, but a little bit more kind of narrow. And so you can kind of get some little splotches along the bottom. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm not going to do that. Okay, now on the inside of the card, I'm going to go ahead and paint or add my extra 2 little drips on the inside here. And I know they're not perfect, but that's okay. It's supposed to kind of be kind of a painty kind of a card. Oh, it turned out so cute. I love it when it turns out so fun. Yay! Have a colorful day, and I hope you guys do. Yep. On to the next card.